In reality, JAX is actually terrible. Although this may seem like a common occurrence, I believe JAX is genuinely malevolent. The first thing that gave me a hint was when they were all strolling through the dorm hall and Regatha was giving Pomni an explanation of the amazing digital circus. You could see that when the camera panned wide, JAX's expression looked incredibly irritated at Regatha for helping Pomni get used to the circus. Why would he be upset if Regatha was only attempting to assist Pomni? Hi everybody, and let's get started. Even though JAX was a novice at first, there are a few possibilities for what could be going through his mind. However, the one thing that sparked my theory was the fact that he possesses the keys to every room. There are two possible ways that he could have obtained them. Either Cain gave them to him, which would imply that JAX is secretly working for Cain, which implies that JAX is truly evil because Cain lacks emotions in specific parts of his brain or AI. Gooseworx herself confirmed that Cain isn't the evil one, but we already know that all the characters in the amazing digital circus video game are humans from the real world, who were implanted into the game. This proves that JAX is a human and that he is truly evil, but how could they be cooperating? What would JAX do for Cain? It's possible that Cain trusts JAX because Cain doesn't really have the ability to read people, because he initially makes Pomni uncomfortable and keeps pushing, making her feel more and more uncomfortable. And he stated that the only thing he cannot control is the minds of the characters. Therefore, even if he were incapable of understanding emotion, he could not read their minds. This would cause him to blindly trust JAX with certain things, and JAX would then abuse it rather than genuinely helping Cain. It's possible that JAX will ask Cain for certain things directly, which will actually occur because he is essentially a program and doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. But why would Jack be kind enough to save Kinger and Gangle when he heard Kaufmo running around by the glowing coal? My theory is that it's self-preservation because one abstraction was sufficient for him to flee in a Bugs Bunny style, leaving Regatha and Pomni to deal with Kaufmo, which they didn't even do. And Kaufmo began running rampant throughout the circus. If Jax had left Kinger and Gangly there, then there would eventually be 3 abstractions. Would kill Jax later if Cain wasn't there, to stop it because, for some strange reason, during this entire time, Cain was eating dinner with Bubble and a number of mannequins. Jax probably knew that Cain was gone because after outlining the day's adventure, Cain vanishes and goes to enjoy his lunch with Bubble. Cain probably does this every time, so Jax knew he would have to survive until the adventure was completed. Or Cain returned to see how they were doing because, given that Jax has probably been in here for years, and that Kinger is 48 if he joined the circus around the same age, Jax knew he would have to Pomni, who is 25 years old, would have been in the Amazon Digital Circus for more than 20 years. So it's possible that we get a new circus member every few years. As a result, Jax has grown accustomed to everything that occurs there, including the fact that Cain leaves after every adventure and doesn't return until the adventure is over. Alternatively, if enough time passes, he might return to see how they are doing, because he received a notification on his bizarre watch that someone was in the void. The fact that Cain can do pretty much anything he wants and can fly around a circus is one thing that further proves that Jax and Cain could be working together. Jax had to save Kinger and Gangle to protect himself because he gets notifications for other things too. Gooseworx has even said on Twitter that Jax has no redeemable qualities, meaning that anything he does that could be interpreted as him being a good guy is actually just what it seems. He has the ability to teleport people anywhere he wants and spawn objects out of thin air. But Jax also possesses abilities similar to this. For example, when Pomni, Jax, and Ragatha go to Kaufmo's room, he says he has a key, and he pulls it out of thin air as if it were a Minecraft inventory. You might assume that since a key fits in his pocket, it was just there. But that's not the case because he ran away from Kaufmo after learning that Kaufmo had abstracted. He heard Kaufmo running around, so he ran to Kinger and Gangle by the glink hole. He then threw a bowling ball at Kinger, sending them all down the hole, to escape Kaufmo possibly abstracting them. However, if you look at the shot before, he had the bowling ball. He literally pulled it out of thin air. There's no way you could put a bowling ball in his pocket, and even if he did, we would be able to see it easily because he would appear pregnant. What if everyone in the circus has an inventory like this? Although we only see Jax using his power throughout the entire episode, which suggests that he and Cain might be working together, we also know that Cain may give powers to other people. If Jax is ever found to be evil, Pomni could likely fight Jax, but we've never witnessed a fight break out. Is it possible that the members of the circus could actually fight each other or cause damage? We know that they experience less pain than they would in the real world, as demonstrated by Gooseworx. If Jax could fight people and actually win, he would do it. However, he has to play smarter and pursue people mentally. Alternatively, let's assume that Jax and Cain aren't working together, as that is a more likely scenario. In any case, the only way to actually kill someone is by abstracting, which is why Jax is going around the circus and doing the things that he wants. Jax claimed to have placed a centipede in Rotha's room. Therefore, it's possible that he truly took the room key in some way. This would also mean that Jax has Cain's key, which we saw when he literally opened the door and showed it on his finger. This means that he would have locked Kaufmo inside his room because he knew Kaufmo would abstract, which is one of the worst things you could do because abstraction is thought to be a fairly certain death with a long, gory transition filled with pure torture and pain. He most likely stole it from their pockets while they weren't looking. Now that each room has a single key, it's likely that Jax saw at least some of the paintings that Kaufmo, in addition to him going crazy over the exit door. Since we know that Kaufmo is extremely fast, he could have easily swiped the key without Kaufmo noticing, just like he did with everyone else's and Regatha's keys. This indicates that Jax has gone beyond insane, but not in the way that you would think, causing him to become destructive. He even goes so far as to try and kill every member of the circus in order to end the prison permanently. He searches for ways to convince the other circus members to kill them and remove them from the game, which sounds kind of good since he's ending the amazing digital circus. However, the way he goes about it actually demonstrates how insane and evil he is, making him the true antagonist of the amazing digital circus rather than Cain as most people think. It's plausible that every person we see except out in the dorm hall was abstracted since Jax initiated everything since Cain is the one in charge, and we can practically see Cain flying around like he's in creative mode, spawning and everything, and telling everyone what to do. Jax may have made subtle suggestions like, "Oh, what about this exit door? Could you tell me more about this?" throughout their talk. I'm not claiming that he pushed them to abstract. Kinger doesn't know that Jax could have killed Queenie Kinger's wife, but what will he do next? Will he kill his next target, Pomni Ragatha? What if it's Kinger or Gangly? Can Jax really abstract everyone well? Imagine how well he could manipulate any of his other circus members into believing that the exit is real, and then when they go searching for it, they eventually go insane and literally abstract killing them. And here we are at the end. Everyone who watched to the end, a huge thank you from me. Subscribe to the channel, write comments, turn on notifications not to miss new shocking facts. Bye, everybody.